Good evening, Gooners, Arsenal fans. It is the big Sunday show. I'm joined again by Richard. Um, Hi, Richard. How are you doing?
Not too bad, thank you. You're doing all right. Nice Sunday dinner, bit of work with the wife, and now chilling with you guys.
That's good. And Des, the enforcer.
How you
How
doing,
are you,
lads?
my
Good to
friend?
be here. Nice way to end my weekend. Kids are back to school tomorrow, so back to normal life, bit of normality.
Yeah. Oh.
Not the best match day, but
No.
I'd rather be here talking about it than moaning, than thinking about it and getting upset.
No, look, I got the this kind of because I was supposed to be obviously there, and my mate who obviously had a season ticket, and it was like his dad weren't well, so he was gonna I was gonna go on his dad's ticket, and he rose from so um, I weren't gonna pay £80 for a ticket to go to West Ham.
80 quid.
£80. So you go on. You could sign up for like a free membership, as did many Arsenal fans signed
Wow.
up for a free membership, and then you could go and buy the ticket exchange tickets, £70 and £80.
And Arsenal won't even give the fans shares at them prices. What the hell?
Yeah,
In
it's
my
mad.
age,
I couldn't believe it. I thought Arsenal were expensive, but when you suddenly see those prices, like what?
right? Right.
Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, no, you just I dodged a bullet there, and I weren't disappointed, to be honest, because I think it'd have been hard at the best of times. How could you not celebrate two goals like that at the start? but I, I don't know. But yeah, 2-2 for the second game running. Um,
it
we
feels like we
thought
haven't
initial
learned our
thought.
lesson, Paul. It feels like we haven't learned our lesson, mate.
Look, I take the two games in isolation. I take the Liverpool one as that was a point gained. It could have been 2 points dropped. It was a point gained, but look, Anfield and Liverpool still, no matter how bad or how poor their kind of form is, they're still a decent team with decent players. Um, but yeah, this West Ham team were up for the taking, and that's where I picture it. When you suddenly go through and you've gone through the start of the game, and you've gone 2-0 up so early on to then it wasn't capitulate, but again we lost our way, didn't we? And
Mate,
that's the real kind of frustrating thing, and it's probably something that Arteta's probably going through his head and just like really scratching. Just what were your initial thoughts, Des, on the game? Just breaking
well,
it.
on the whole game, or just
Just your initial thoughts after the game. Not
uh,
in,
um, well, my initial thought was when the first goal went in, right, at 6.5 minutes, whenever it was, I thought, oh, floodgates could open, right? And I thought, if we stay 1-0 to half time, yeah, we've got a good chance of just taking the 3 points here. But as I say, I thought we were going to score more. And even when the second one went in, I thought, oh, we could score even more. You know what I mean? But yeah, it just, I don't know what it was, mate. When they got that penalty, it's as if, and they scored, it's as if I got punched in the stomach. And I didn't want to, when you just think, I stayed with it, but I thought I could switch this off. Do you know
yeah,
what I mean? And then when the final whistle went, I just went, it's just the wrong time to be doing this sort of stuff. Absolute wrong time. We should be nailing it, and
yeah,
you know, guaranteeing the 3 points.
yeah,
But you've got to just say it is what it is. We've still got a chance, a slimmer chance. It seems to be getting a slimmer chance every week, but it's a slimmer chance. Um, I can expand on it later, but that both my initial thoughts. I thought it was a really really good game actually. I thought we killed them, actually killed them, took the spirit out of them in the first 20 minutes. I thought these guys are roasted, you know, But no, it just shows you can't, like we've been saying, mate, you can't take any team for granted. Fair play to West Ham, they give it their best go. And to them, it's going to be a more important point than it is to us.
Yeah, no, definitely. How about yourself, Richard? Initial thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, happy with the lineup, happy how we started. And when you're hearing the crowd booing their own team at 25 minutes, you're thinking this is going to be an easy ride. And that's where the disappointment lies. And that's a disappointment in the players at the end of the game for allowing themselves to throw that game away.
Yeah, no, say from I don't know. Let's go back. Let's go just before the start of the game, and we'll just take a quick look at the lineup. And again, we've got another kind of potential worry defensively, haven't we? Tierney coming in today. I'm not saying it's a worry that Tierney coming in, but again, we lose Zinchenko, who is probably the one player that kind of we don't want to do without, and in certain areas, obviously going forward, linking up our play, but defensive.
Yeah.
Picks itself again, doesn't it? The team itself.
Yeah, I didn't. The only surprise was Tierney, but then you hear Zinchenko's had a slight groin issue, and they're protecting him, which makes sense. And you can't be unhappy with Tierney in there because he's a decent player at the end of the day. It was just how would we play with him and Zinchenko out.
Apart from the Zinchenko thing, which we found out about, right? I genuinely thought it was Arteta's way of saying to Tierney, we don't want to get rid of you in the summer. We don't want you to go. You know, we still want you to play. Yes, I know it's been a bit of a bit part player this season, right? But he has had a major injury, and the way he's been playing, you can't take Tierney off the pitch. You know, but when I saw Tierney in the back four, I thought, okay, we could be quite solid today, because no matter how much you like Zinny, and we all love Zinny, Tierney's a better defender.
Yeah.
I don't regard Zinny as a left back. I think he's more of a midfielder. I really do. And I thought Tierney would be more solid at the back. And we were for 20 minutes.
Yeah, look, you can look at and address how Arsenal play just through those two different players, and you suddenly think, well, yeah, Tierney comes on, he should be providing more natural width because, yeah, he's that natural kind of left back. Yeah, like you say, Zinchenko, more that hybrid kind of player. He's not really a defender. He tucks in, he plays alongside Partey, he plays alongside the others, and just gets those central roles. So, yeah, he is a hybrid kind of player, and it's one of those where it just adds that numerical advantage in the middle. So, yeah.
And the surprising stat, which is what they threw up before the game, was that when we've been without Zinchenko, we've not lost a game when he's not been in the team. So, which was quite an interesting stat to throw up. I think at the time it had been played 7, won 6, drawn 1. So
okay, yeah.
So we've now played 8, drawn 1, 6, drawn 2. With it, and with him in it, I think we've lost a couple. So but it was just a strange fact for him to throw out at the beginning of the game, which was those little tidbits are quite nice sometimes.
Yeah, no, that's it.
I'll tell you what was quite hard today, guys. Trying to pick a man of the match from Arsenal.
Yeah, they gave it to Odegaard, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, I think he was. To be honest, I do think he was the best player on the pitch, just because of the balls he was putting in. but it would have been really hard. I mean, Jesus.
I thought Jesus. I would have had Jesus as mine.
Yeah, he was running all over the place. I mean,
So was Odegaard as well, though, with respect.
Yeah,
You know, it's take your pick in it out then too, really. I suppose.
I don't think Xhaka did anything wrong, but again, parts of the game bypassed him. But I'm not sure that was his fault. I think that's more to do with the long ball over the top and them getting in onto the defence.
I never thought I'd say this, guys, but Martinelli annoyed me today, right? I love the boy to bits, right? He's lightning in a bottle. I love it to bits, right? But today, he just wanted to cut in that extra time instead of crossing the ball. It was more in the second half, right? He was getting to the corner of the 18-yard box when he could have passed it 5 seconds before. Do you know what I mean? And you think it could have crossed it 5 seconds before. And, I mean, they were tripling Martinelli. They were tripling Saka. You know, Saka couldn't cut in today. But I think Saka's mentally tired. I think he's mentally tired. And I think that's why he missed that penalty.
Yeah, I don't know. It's we look at it that penalty, and it was obviously a big moment. We'll talk about the first half first of all, and obviously it was a blistering start, and look, Jesus scores after 7 minutes. It was just really nice to see football-wise, wasn't it? Just Richard just. It was like football under Wenger almost. It was that kind of like intricate. I remember that in the game. Remember the Norwich game, and it was like those little Wilshire's goal, and it was like those little just nice little passes coming in, and it was just everything was crisp, everything was being passed in nicely, and everyone was moving. They couldn't get anywhere near us. But yeah, Richard, that goal. What did you think about it?
Sublime, and I felt White's pass there for that assist was quite easy to mess up in that situation, but he got the angle and the pace on it spot on, and
it was the Odegaard pass to White that really
wasn't it? Yeah,
and,
White's getting good at that little knock across the box, isn't he?
Yeah, and you've just got to say, Jesus was there jogging on the spot, wasn't he? He's just waiting for it.
Yeah. He didn't even really need to kick it, did he? Just needed to touch it.
But how many times have you seen that go over the bar sometimes by people, though it comes on? So, well, I don't think it was a proper easy chance, because I've seen players that do actually get it all wrong, and it just goes over. He controlled it really well.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the one Benny Blanco scored the other week. That nearly went over, didn't it?
Yeah, he tried. Yeah, I don't think he was trying to hit the bar.
No.
But yeah, you looked at that, and then the second goal. Before the second goal, we had a corner, didn't we, or the cross come over, and Gabriel's header. But behind Gabriel was Jesus, wasn't he? And it was like, if only they'd communicated and they actually just said, just let it go, and he probably would have had a tough. Whether or not the defender would have got there, but had he not gone for it, but Jesus would have been in that position that Odegaard found himself in for the second goal, and it was at the back post, no one watching him, and it did stink a little bit, kind of like Bowen's equaliser as well, with like not following the markers and whatever.
The concentration, though, Paul.
Yeah.
Someone who concentrates, it's that kind of goal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But Odegaard's finish was brilliant. I think on there, and it was just nice to see a cross coming in and actually getting an end product, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And you just look at it, and it's just 2-0 in a game where we've seen. Look, we've seen City go, what was it, 3 goals up inside about 22 minutes or something like that. I remember just like seeing it. It was like ridiculous. And 10 minutes we're 2-0 up in our game away from home in another London derby. And we are thinking, look, this could be our chance. This could be our chance to get those goals on the board, get it done. And from us scoring the second goal to the West Ham goal, I don't think we really dropped. Did we drop massively around that time? I don't think we did.
I don't think the
It wasn't just from a
intensity
play,
dropped.
wasn't it?
What I think what happened was that rather than go for them again, we thought we'll just pass it to death. We've got no issue. This game's won, and it was pass. No real intent in it though. With it,
No. But I think what you find is that look, the last game they played at home, they got beat 5-1. They've just been 2-0 down after 10 minutes. I'm pretty certain David Moyes would have been getting onto them on the pitch and saying, what are you doing? What's going on? And he would have probably made some changes, correcting a few things at that time, because it was a time to get something done. Whether or not that's get closer to us, let's start actually making it a bit more compact and making sure that we don't get the chances, as we did. Get on Partey, get on those passes that obviously when we're trying to progress the passes down through the field, get on him early. And look, their goal through pressure, straight on Partey, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And yeah, we spoke about it earlier, didn't we? And we just said it's come over. Rice has picked it up. Yeah, it probably is handball. A flick up. Is it intentional handball if his arms are still by his body, but they're probably right in front? So I don't know.
It's forward motion as well, isn't he?
Yeah, it's forward motion. You're touching the ball, but again, if you're giving handball for that, like I say, you'd be giving handball for that, or you wouldn't be giving handball for that penalty that Brighton had.
Yeah. No.
Sorry, the disallowed goal that Brighton scored from the flick on the hand, and you just look at it like that. It was, look, he's allowed to play on, and yeah, Gabriel, I don't know. He goes to close the ball down. He looks like he slips, looks to maybe make a slide tackle. I don't know. It was a hybrid tackle. I don't know. I can't work out. It looked so clumsy. It looked so awkward. Did he slip? Did he lose his footing? Was he thinking that I could maybe go and make a slide tackle and then suddenly pulled away right at the first moment? I don't know. But Paqueta was looking for it, Richard, wasn't he?
Oh, he looked for it. He was going down, and he made sure there was contact as he was going down.
Going down was so delayed as well. The going
Yeah.
down was so delayed.
It's a penalty, but
You know,
had he gone through that naturally, and he wouldn't have made contact. He had to leave his foot there to make the contact.
Yeah, it's one of those things where we talk about the feigning, or not the feigning, but the engineering at the and just yeah, I mean,
It's not quite as bad as the ones that actually have to flick the leg out to make sure there's contact. He didn't have to do that, but he could have quite easily lifted his leg up over the top of Gabriel's knee and not made contact with him. But if that's my player, I'm wanting him to do that all day long, because I know there's going to be a penalty.
well, yeah,
what I didn't get as well, lads, right? And it's still in the first half. I heard this in commentary quite a lot. Oh, there's a foul on someone, so an Arsenal player. Oh, but the referee's playing advantage. Well, No, because we're still just because we've managed to get the ball back doesn't mean we've got the advantage. You should have stopped it out of the free kick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a few times that happened, and it didn't turn out to be an advantage. But we've had it before. I think it was a game against us where they went had shot a game to nothing, and he brought it back, and they scored from a resulting free kick. I think it was, and you're going, well. Actually, how long do you allow for an advantage to be played before it's not an advantage, and bring it back? And or how long do you go? How quick do you stop it?
I do find that quite a lot. I see this at the Emirates quite a lot. With these kind of niggly games where we do get caught, it's always pretty much a let's just an advantage fest. Whereas the other team will get it, they'll get their free kicks, but then when we get
They get a set piece to score.
yeah, we get well, yeah, but then we get it and we go on. It's like, oh, play on, but then we might have two passes, but then yeah, within that two passes, we don't get the advantage, and it's just it's nothing. And so I look at it.
If it's a free kick, stop the game. Just stop the game, right? Because at the end of the day, you would have done it for the other team, yeah. So do it for Arsenal. If you're going to do it for one, do it for the other. Do you know what I mean? And like, you can tell our lads were getting frustrated after the second goal because Partey put in a ball to their 18-yard box and overcooked it, and he's hitting himself in the head. You know what I mean? So that's frustration for you, kicking in. So Partey wasn't at the game today. He was for the first 20 minutes. Then he switched off. He wasn't there. Martinelli for me, as I've said it before, he's a brilliant player, but sometimes I think he's not quick enough on the pass and he tries too hard. And he always wants to take on that extra defender. You know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a prolific goal scorer, he's a good lad, and I want him to stay with us for years. And I'm glad he signed the contract. But across the board, a bit sooner, son. That's the only fault I can find in his game, to be honest with you.
I think that was probably the frustration again today. There were a couple of times that final ball wasn't what it should be, and again, I mean, we had it in the Liverpool game, and this time we had it with Saka, clean through. Now he had the chance to pass to Odegaard, and he delayed, and then he took the shot on, and it was a tame shot. But it's just those tiny little things that they need to get a grip of, and be, just to take them to that next level, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that comes with age and experience as well, doesn't it? And we know what it's going to be like. But they're going to have peaks and troughs just with their form and their decision making in the day, because they are younger, and again they're in a position now where it is an unknown to them. And we spoke about it. We spoke about it on the preview show, Richard. We said with this group, because they are like the second youngest in the league, they've done so well throughout the whole season. To get to this point, this pressure has now been ramped up fivefold. Where you're suddenly now thinking, they knew it was coming, but then sometimes it just, it hits you, and then straight away, hang on a minute, we're in something now, and we've got to. Yeah, we've got to react to it. And you suddenly think, like, the start of these games, and then you suddenly see people pigging back and coming back into the game and trying to turn a tide when you're away from home. I don't know.
I don't think we started with the nerves, but I think once we conceded that penalty, I think that's when the nerves and the pressure told. And that's something that they're going to have to learn to deal with. But I felt that first 20 minutes, and that's probably what I said I was disappointed, is that you think, right, keep going at them, they'll concede a third, and then you can just sit, then you can pick your times to go and pick them off but go and get a third and go and make sure you're 3-0 up before the half ends, and then you can decide how you want to play from then on.
Well, you know, before their first goal as well, I noticed this as well, and I don't know, I don't know if it annoyed you lads. It annoyed me a bit, but we were doing too much passing around in our own area. They're getting the ball forward. It's like, oh, let them run onto us. Let's try and get them tired, yeah. But we'll just do a little bit of training ground to you, to me, to you, to me, yeah. Get the ball forward. Get it in the goal. That's all I'm asking, right? And I've had people say to me, "Oh, you're too positive about Arsenal because you're 6 points ahead and all this." It's because I believe in this team. I haven't had the belief in this Arsenal team like this in years, right? Now, whether we win it or whether we bottle it, right? If you listen to Arteta in his pre-match chat, the actual goal for this season for Arsenal is Champions League. Winning the league is a hell of a bonus. You know what I mean? So there's still positive. You can take positive. You can be as negative as you want to be. That's your choice. Because we're all entitled to opinions, and I'm talking about people who come in the chat and all that sort of stuff.
I think there's an Edu interview as well, isn't there, where he's asked, and he says we're actually only halfway through.
Exactly.
Where we want to be.
But
so
there's nothing wrong with being positive. But when you are positive, you've been accused of being over positive. But if you break it down, guys, I know we haven't really spoke about the second half yet, but if you break it down, it's like this, right? I'm just going to chuck this in quickly. We're 4 points clear, right? And I know, right, that Man City are having the home run of their lives, right? And they're capable of this and they're capable of that. But we're 4 points clear, right? We play on Friday. They don't play next weekend because of the FA Cup. So if we beat Southampton, yeah, we go to the Etihad 7 points clear. Now, I know beating Man City might be hard, but we've got a chance, right?
So my thing is at City you don't lose, but
exactly, yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
But if we don't lose, let's be straight on it, right? If we don't lose, we're 10 points clear. If we beat Southampton, yeah. Be positive, guys. We haven't had this for. I'm not having a go at you two, and I'm not really having a go at the chat when they join in. All I'm saying is though, we haven't challenged for a league in nearly 20 years. I'm just glad that we're challenging for a league. That's what's keeping me high, keeping me positive, that we're actually challenging. Because if you look at the last 3 seasons, what we've done nothing really. You know?
Yeah. You're right. Like I said, Rich, we spoke about this on Thursday, didn't we? And we said this whole kind of thing of where we are and the perceptions of what we should be doing. Champions League was the go-to. That's what we wanted to do. Anything else is an absolute bonus now, and it's like enjoy the ride. Let's see how far we can push ourselves, and it's look we're in something where or some place where we never envisaged ourselves to be this season. Yeah. It's and this is what I'm saying, where you then get the fan that then says, "Oh, we should always be challenging for honours." We'll say, "Well, yeah, on a normal scale." Had we not dropped off the face of the earth with all our kind of like spending on our team when we moved to the Emirates, then yeah, I would say fair enough. We would be challenging.
But then what you could also add to that as well, though, Paul, right?
Yeah.
I don't blame Unai Emery for when Arsenal were playing under him. Because 1, it wasn't his team, and 2, he wasn't given long enough. So you can't blame a manager for that. You can't. That's down to the board.
No, my issue on that anyway was that he wasn't probably the right man to have actually come into Arsenal after Arsene Wenger. I don't think his style of play would have been a continuation of what Arsene Wenger brought to Arsenal. And when you talk about a legacy, how he's left a legacy over 20 odd years at Arsenal and the way of playing and a philosophy of playing.
Yeah, but in fairness, Paul, we could fall out over this, right? And I don't want to, but
We could.
The point I'm I'm just saying that as a, but the point I'm going to make is, you say 20 years,
Yeah.
but let's be honest, the last 4 years, maybe even 5 years under Wenger, sorry, I've had an old person moment there for a second, under Wenger, weren't the best, mate.
Well, they weren't the best, but again, this is down to that kind of investment as well, wasn't it? Again, it had dried up, and he was having to try and patch stuff up, weren't he?
Yeah, you can only patch the cracks up for so long, can't you?
Well, exactly. But this is what I'm saying. It's one of those. It was again. There could be people blaming Wenger, saying, "Oh, he stayed too long." But then when you suddenly see what he did and what roles he had,
And I know this is really easy for me to say, right? But if you break it down this season, Man City aren't anything without Haaland. They're not. I mean, yes, they've got lads who can score. I mean, Greenish has started to score goals. Mahrez scored goals.
Alvarez has scored some as well, but
De Bruyne
if you
scores goals. But let's be honest. I mean, the human robot. It's crazy how he can just score goals the way he does.
he's only three away from a Premiership record, isn't he?
Well, if we'd have beat West Ham today, Richard, we'd have broke a record today as well.
Yeah.
Beat every London team in a season.
yeah,
So Haaland has scored 32 of their 78.
So, hold on, that's just under half, isn't it? Just under.
Yeah.
So it's 47%? Something like that?
Yeah, 46 something silly like that. But it's a big old number chunk of goals to
And how many goals have Arsenal scored, mate? We've scored, is it 72? Is it?
70,
77?
74.
74. I know it was in the 70s. Sorry, I was bouncing around a bit there, right?
Yeah.
So
With Martinelli, our top scorer of 14.
Yeah. But like me and Paul have said before, and I think you might have even been on the show when you said it as well, this season, how often does Arsenal spread the goals out like it has this season?
If Jesus is one goal away from double digits this season,
Yeah.
and we'll have 5 players then. We've got 5 players in double digits for goals and assists.
What? And every outfield player has scored more goals than Richarlison.
Yeah.
Right, I'll get that one in.
No one wants him to score. No one wants him to score. He had one ruled off for offside yesterday.
Yeah, I don't think he will.
He's running out of games, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. It's a weird season. There are people in places they shouldn't be, and there are people in places that they should be. I know that's quite an easy thing to say, but look at Brighton as an example. It's crazy, isn't it? But I wish them all the best. I genuinely wish them all the best because I know we know how hard it is for the smaller clubs.
yeah. Look, there's a lot of football to be played. I'm still dreading potentially that game at home against Brighton because I think they're playing some really good
That
stuff.
could be a right banana skin, Paul. That could be a proper.
Again, we've seen it before. We've had with our home games that we've played where I'll go back to the league season when we played Leeds.
Yeah.
And Leeds at home and we lost 3-2. Mark Fuka.
Yeah.
And Man United pipped us, and it's all these little games, and you're suddenly thinking, look at even '89, and you look at it, and we lost the 2 games, for 2 games.
Derby and Wimbledon, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that set up the drama right at the end.
Yeah.
And look, City have still got to go away to Brighton as well, and look,
And Brentford.
we're talking about fans, Arsenal fans, having meltdowns over us only losing 3 games this season so far, being top of the league, and drawn 5 games now. Is that? It's 5,
Yeah.
isn't it? 5 and 3. So
It is 5 games, and
yeah,
three of them have been relegation teams, have they not? Is that right? Is it 3?
well, there's 9 relegation teams now, isn't there?
Yeah,
Are
I
they
mean,
down to 9 now? Are they?
No, there's about 5 points between the bottom 9, isn't there?
Chelsea's nearly mixed up in that and all, isn't it?
If only, yeah.
yeah, I think
Yeah,
they're
not
safe
far.
there because they're over 39 points, but and they reckon the 38 point is the magic number, don't they? But it's
Yeah.
it would be nice to see somebody go down with 39 points. It
It'd
wouldn't.
be
It couldn't
nice to
happen
see
to a
Chelsea
better
go down,
team,
to
could
be
it?
honest, yeah. Right. Going back to our team for a second. Wrong time. No disrespect to Rob Holding, because I do think he's done a really good job since he's come in, but wrong time to lose Saliba.
I think any team that loses a central defender like that,
Yeah.
who's been pretty much an ever present all through. Well, they were an ever present until until obviously he picked up.
I think it's. I think you marry that with the loss of Tomiyasu, don't you? Because I think if Tomiyasu is fit, Tomiyasu's the right back, and Ben White steps into the
Yeah,
into the centre back. It's because you're without Tomiyasu. But
you're low on choices, aren't you? And
Yeah.
yeah, you would. You would put Tommy Asu on the right. You put Ben in the middle, wouldn't you?
yeah,
Well,
it just happens. It's a bit of poor misfortune at the wrong time, but it's not devastating because we haven't lost games with Holding in there. It's just that we're with Saliba, we probably winning those and holding out more than drawing games.
even if you look at Bowen's goal, Rambo got a hand to it. It just
Yeah,
happened to go inside the post.
yeah. It was a soft one. It was a soft one, and we may as well talk about the goal being the final action. Well, we can have a look at the penalty. We can say about it again. It's a handball given for Arsenal, which is quite a rarity, and us getting
It
a
shocked
penalty.
me, to be honest, because I didn't even see it happen.
And it was a little bit different. It was a little bit different to Saka's penalties. Certainly this season, he's been very calm. He's been very, you know what I mean. And it's almost like he's waiting for the keeper to go, and then he'll
Then he
put it
backs
down
it.
the other way.
Yeah.
This one, he really tried to force it, didn't he? He tried to really just curse it into that corner.
He did what Mo Salah did last week, because Mo Salah tried to force it. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it seemed he opened his foot up a little bit too much, and rather than curl it just no curl on it at all.
Whereas
lads, would you take Saka off of penalties because of that?
no, just like look, he jumped up and said, "I'll take him," after the England situation, which takes huge minerals, I would say.
Oh, tell me, but he's got a set.
Yeah, look, and he hadn't let us down. Well, he still
I
hasn't
don't
let us.
think we ever will let us down, to be honest with you.
No, he hasn't let us down on that side again. I've
And I
suffered
think
some horrible
I
stuff
think,
on Twitter
I
as
think
well.
Ivan Tony missed one last week, and he's not. That's the first time he's ever missed a penalty.
Look, you're going to take penalties, you're going to miss
You always
penalties.
only get
Yeah,
a
it
day where you
happens,
miss.
it happens to the best of
Yeah,
us.
but look, it could have been 3-1, and then that could be another game. We may have gone on again, and we might have potentially
It might have lit the
sorted the game
spark.
up.
Yeah.
Well, look, 51 minutes, and we go 3-1 up. Then again, the game potentially would kind of change back in our kind of favour, and we would be able to dictate the pace a bit more. But go on.
Question, Paul. Thoughts on the X-Man today?
Well, as I said, I thought as a unit in the early parts, we were organised, we had balance, and we were dictating everything. And every part of that midfield was getting involved in the link-up play. After we lost that control, I just didn't think we had the balance. We were seemed to be overrun, and as I say, there were a lot of times where midfield was like just totally bypassed by going straight directly to Antonio,
direct balls, weren't they?
and then everyone's running backwards to then try and pick up runners, and that was then the focus. It's then the midfield runners on alongside Antonio, and then our focus is then trying to get back into positions to kind of stop them playing or try and stop them and actually break away. But unfortunately, we didn't get around the ball well enough or deal with those kind of situations when things got physical. Those long throws were causing a horrendous problem,
Yeah.
and same with the corners, and it turned into a more of a battle rather than us being able to try and play football, and that's what Liverpool almost did. And like I say, I like to keep them in isolation because they're two separate games.
Yeah.
But Liverpool tried to get it a little bit grotty, tried to get it a little bit rough and tumble, and we couldn't deal with that at the end of the day. And yeah, it was again, it was
I thought Rory Delap had come out of retirement.
yeah. But I like looking at it. I think Xhaka, not anything unbelievable, but again, from those first 25 minutes, no one, I would say, had an unbelievable game, or I would say potentially a real good game. I don't think anyone really.
I mean, the only time Xhaka got involved was because he thought Declan Rice had handballed it.
Well, again, he's the voice box, isn't he? He's the voice box of the team, and if no one's going to say anything, then it's just going to be given. But I still think he's done a lot, enough to actually get on there. So yeah, I don't know.
think there was a bit there with Xhaka, but probably shows where your improvements can be. He received the ball in between Soufal and Zuma, and if he turned, he was in on the going towards goal, and he could have had a free shot. But he plays it back out to Odegaard, and that to me shows where he's not quite that number 8. He's still not at that level. A Bernardo Silva or a Gunga down there turns, they're in, having a shot on goal, gets parried out, and somebody taps the rebounding. Little things like that he's got, but he hasn't got in his game. But I don't think he had a bad game. It's just as you said, with the long balls bypassing midfield, he didn't really have any effect on the game. Yeah.
Are you going to sign the petition to get a statue of Xhaka outside the ground?
I'd love one outside Alex's house. I know he don't like him. Hell, I'll tell you what. Let's get a petition and send it to Colin. That man hates him.
So, yeah, did Arteta make a mistake here, Paul? Right? Would you have done what he did and bring on Reece Nelson, or would you have gone Eddie in the situation that we were in? What would you have done?
To try and get round a team that was pretty well organised, we still need that little bit of width. And this is what I would say about he probably was right to keep that, because you still want someone who could potentially take on a player and get a cross in. What I thought may have happened is that he would have got someone else maybe down the centre a bit sooner, because obviously you saw Jesus being very deep for large parts of the game. So when we are chasing a goal or looking for a goal, we do need that someone a little bit further up. So yeah, that Jesus substitution again could potentially have done earlier, or certainly maybe say brought someone else on. before that. But yeah, I think he was a little bit out of ideas, Martinelli, in later in the second half. I just think it's like that. But then Trossard coming on, he was given that little deeper role, wasn't he, for him, and that didn't solve the conundrum. Yeah, and you look at again Partey on a yellow card as well, and yeah, the subs. I'm not sure what else he could do.
Because let's be honest, that's the only thing you can really criticise Arteta for this season is the subs and when he subs. If you're splitting hairs, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I look at Eddie again. How many minutes can he do? Obviously, he's coming back from injury. We just have to see. Look, there's enough players on that pitch to, if they get hold of the ball, make a difference. There's enough quality there, like we saw. There's there's players on the pitch, and again, we just didn't really drill up. But like I say, it's really hard to turn the screw when the screw's been dropped or let down, and you're kind of just coasting. And it's what I say. There's the big old saying: it's sometimes too early to score a goal. We scored too early, and having been 2-0 up after 10 minutes, look, you're cruising. You're suddenly thinking, well, this is going to be easy.
I think if we'd have got to half time without them scoring, I think it would have been a different game as well.
I think on both games, you could look at it and you could say by both time when you've given them a start or a little helping hand before half time, it's a different team talk, isn't it? And look, they'd have been fired up from their last game against Newcastle, no question. And
I mean, you can also throw in that they were against Gwent on Thursday night as well, weren't they?
yeah,
So, but they were playing like once they scored, their attitude just changed. I mean, yeah, you're right. It was all direct ball. A lot of it was direct ball, but their attitude definitely changed. They came to play.
yeah. That Richard, I think the main focus I think for that was get close to us because they were pedestrian, weren't they? Right at the start.
As I think we pointed out in our pre-conversation, it was 25 minutes in, and they were being booed by their own fans, and I think that helped to turn us off. It sort of well, we've got this now. We just have to get the smoking jacket and whiskey and cigar out, and it's we can just relax and chill now. And it wasn't like that.
Yeah. No, I just thought it was just maybe too early. It might have been nicer actually if I thought we'd start the games the way the game started. I thought potentially it might be a long game because you think there was a couple of little times they got forward. It was like, oh, okay, I can see where this is going. Antonio running, and it was like, okay. And then all of a sudden, our first little foray up field, and all of a sudden it was like, bang, and goal. It was like, brilliant. And then, within 4 minutes, it's like, oh, it's another one. It's like, okay, so that's it. But, yeah, look, this is football at the end of the day, and they're fighting for every point. So, as much as disappointing as it is, look, it's a London derby away from home again. You take it. You look at our record again, and I'm not sure how many years since we got amassed so many points in those London derbies. Don't know. Not got stats on. I know we've been breaking records about London derbies and stuff. So, well, look, we've done well. So, look, again, that's another positive to take from it as well. And we know it's tricky.
Don't get us wrong, right? I want us to win the league. Yeah, I truly do.
While we're here, yeah.
I really, really do. But if push came to shove, because we know how powerful Man City are, we know they can turn the screw, we know they can turn it on. If we actually did end up second, I'd still be happy.
Oh, look. The objective was Champions League top 4. secure that, which again it's just it's minimal points to secure it. Anything else is then a bonus, and
I
it's
just
like
want
a
to hear
free.
that music again.
It's like a free ride. It's like a free ride now through the rest of the season. If we're still in this race through to the end, then brilliant, and we'll embrace it. We'll take it. We'll do it. Do we constantly say, "Oh yeah, we're favourites to do it"? No, I wouldn't say that. Even with 5 points, 6 points, I still don't think we are confident enough to say we've got the ability to turn results in every week, even though we've done it through the season, and we've done when we're within the best all through this season. That's gone. When it gets tricky is the money time, doesn't it? And this is it. This is the key, and it's one of those where, and this is why I say, did Colin say something about it in the group about it, and it's like, well, City just know how to do it. Then that's an elite team, and it was like blah blah blah, and it was yeah. They will churn out results when it matters. Not just because they're second best doesn't mean that they are second best. It just means that they're slowly, you know what I mean, just gradually just kind of getting to
One
ball.
of the better words, they're grinders, aren't they?
Yeah, well, they'll do it. They'll get through. They've had some poor results through the season, but then when the time matters, they get more and more into it, and they get the job done. But you look at it, if they do go on this run and they say they don't drop points, I think they'll be mass 16 wins. 16 wins on the spin. Which, again, you look at it, if you're moaning, you're criticising Arsenal for not winning the title, but then you're suddenly seeing a City team that's gone and gone 16 wins potentially on the spin, you're like, well, fair enough. It's it's one of those. It's like, well, look, this is what we're up against. So, I don't know. We're comparing.
Forget that we're leading probably the best team, and we're leading the best team in the league. But the manager of that team is probably the best the Premier League's going to have seen in a very long time. Once
Yeah,
he's finished.
I reckon I could get a tune out of that crop of.
Yeah, I reckon I could be sitting on the. I could be in
Yeah.
the manager.
If someone gave me 600, 700 million pounds
Yeah.
of players at every club I go to, and I could just buy anyone, I reckon I'd give it a good go.
I totally agree with Paul, and I'll tell you what, the lads that know me through you guys and through Alex's channel and that, and Glenwyn's channel, my team talks would be the best team talks you've ever heard in your life. Yeah.
You're the
Constantly
Arsenal
enforcer,
photographer, yeah?
you know what I mean? So,
I thought you were the photographer at Arsenal. Weren't you on All or Nothing?
get you. Hey, that's me body double. I'm a stunt double, me, mate. I do all the stunts. I'm a part-time stuntman. But look, end of the day, right? End of the day, people. I mean, this is what I didn't get, and I've got to say it for how I feel about it, right? And this ain't got nothing against you guys. This is just what I was thinking about the Liverpool game, because I didn't get on the review show and I didn't get on the show afterwards because of family issues and whatever. But I was like, and I'll be quick about it. There were people on these YouTube channels that are big, you know, Arsenal fan channels. Won't mention no names, don't want me to, but and they're absolutely losing it. Absolutely losing. And I'm sitting there going, hold on a minute, we're still 6 points clear. That one game, and we didn't lose it. One game, and these so-called superpower fan channels, right, who have the monopoly, yeah, are absolutely losing it. And yet you've got a little channel like ours, yeah, and Alex, well, I'm not saying that, you know, not for the same sort of subscribers, right? And we're sitting there going, oh, still loving this. We're still loving this season. Yeah. All right, we're nitpicking, but we're still turning around and going, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. And I was like, what is wrong with people? Just calm down. And then when And then when I say, look, we're still 6 points ahead, and blah blah blah, you're over celebrating. You're being too positive. What the? I mean, I don't swear very often on here, right? And I don't think I ever have. But they could make me swear sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we've touched on the Liverpool game before. The results are two different things. Liverpool won going to Anfield. We never do well, so coming away with a point was a good point. It was a point gained rather than 2 dropped. This one, going 2-0 up at West Ham, in the form they're in and the form we were in, it's more 2 points dropped because of the way we turned off. But we're still got that lead, and we've now just got to go and do the jobs we need to do. Win against Southampton, get a point against City, and we still win the league. Okay, it's going to be squeaky bum time.
Yeah, but I don't care whether we win it by 12 points, Rich. Sorry, but I don't
or by 1. As
12,
long as you win it, as long as you win it.
or 1 point, yeah.
You have to win it by a point because if we get the same amounts of points as City, they win it on goal difference. So I don't see us overturning that goal difference.
This is where I was worried about it being 3 points or 6 points ahead, because if we then lost a game or whatever like that, and you would lose that kind of thing. So if it then went level, our goal difference, they're 7 ahead with a game in hand. So this might actually be better. If they go and then drop points, it gets interesting.
Well, next Saturday they've got 2 games. Because we play on the Friday, they're playing the FA Cup. They'll have 2 games in hand, won't they? So, Richard, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not. I mean, I come on here, but I'm not always right, and I can be wrong. But is it? We need 1 more point, and we definitely guaranteed Champions League, or have we?
Champions League is guaranteed with 76 points.
So we need 1 more point, don't we?
One more win, 76. It is. It's 2 more points. Sorry, yeah. But
like Richard has said, and Paul, we've said lots of things over the weeks, when we're sitting on here, right? I don't care whether we won it by 32 points or 1 point. You only need to win it by 1 point.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I don't know, it's like, you've got to, I don't really focus on what other teams are doing. I try and focus on whatever Arsenal's doing, because that's my business. That's our business, yeah? But I've got to say, little things like yesterday, well done to Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Because they might have dragged themselves out of a relegation battle.
And Villa.
And they beat the Spuds.
Mm.
Yeah, just on that
as well, didn't they?
There's some comedian like, come on you Spurs up the yield. And North London is red.
Celebrate something.
I'm sure you want it.
It's definitely red. It's always been red, and it's always going to be red.
Yeah, and it's just another red team that's gone and won at your ground this year.
Yeah. The cherries, they're red, aren't they? Cherries are red, aren't they?
Yeah, cherries are red. Love cherries. And Richarlison still hasn't scored. So
London KFC. Leave it out.
Thanks for the comedy moment.
Yeah, you made me smile on a gloomy day.
I'm not sure Des is still here, but he popped in. Very disappointed in this result. We always fall off when it matters. So.
I didn't think we fell off. Yes, I agree with the result was disappointing, but I just think we went to sleep. We thought we'd won it and went to sleep. We're falling off it, because if we were falling off it, it would have been a hard fought. We would have had to claw our way back into that. We were on it from minute 1 to about minute 25, and then we were just.
I've just consciously made a decision, right? From this week, from this show till the end of the season, I've decided I'm not going to make any more excuses. It is what it is.
Yeah, and he's got another one there, Des has as well. Just under it, which is and I think I think you've got to take the two games separately because
Yeah.
this one's unacceptable, and I can tell you now that Arteta has blasted the team because it's all most of the articles for post match, and he has said he said he's not happy, and he said that
Well,
from there.
I think he blasted it. I'll be honest with you, Richard. You make a good point, mate. But I would say he blasted them at half time as well because his
Yeah,
face was
he
like a
probably
black
did.
bun when he came out, wasn't it?
Yeah,
You know what
he
I mean?
probably did, but you get people saying, "Oh, why do you make those substitutions?" And where else do you make them? Who else do you take off? You've got to take somebody off and put somebody on. So you have to trust that he's doing what he thinks is right. In the Liverpool game, it's a different game. You're at Anfield. They've got the bit between them, their teeth. If you chuck a midfielder or an attacker on who's cold in that first 5-10 minutes, they possibly score and you go on to lose that game. Whereas chucking an extra defender on in the middle with other defenders around him, you can cover up for those 5-10 minutes and get him, help him see the game out.
Can I just go back to the Liverpool game for 1 second because I forgot to mention something and
Oh no, please don't.
I was well impressed by this. Right? No. It's to do with the Hillsborough when we laid the reefs.
Yeah.
Odegaard and Arteta laying the reefs. What a touch of class! And I've got to say, the '96 will never be forgotten, right? And I've got to say this: even the Liverpool fans were saying that was a touch of class.
Did you see I don't know if you watched TikTok, but there was one on TikTok. There was a pub full of Arsenal fans where actually went along with a minute of silence in the pub.
Fair play.
So,
I totally agree with it. I watched it, lads. I don't. Are you old enough, Paul?
Oh, yeah, 89. Yeah.
Yeah, you're older. Sorry,
I was running around my local block, like celebrating when Mickey Thomas comes on. It was just I managed to get back into my house just as they were kind of back off again.
But I just wanted to say I wanted to pay my respects to the '96 because end of the day it will never be forgotten. And as I say, it was just a touch of class by our team and our fans. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I think Liverpool come up with and they put a tweet out to Arsenal and they basically done a mirror by mirror like 1989 and then that game and they showed the two that obviously Richardson and Dixon carrying flowers out and giving the flowers to the crowd in '89 and then they done the Mikel Arteta and Odegaard. So it was like, yeah, always classy, blah blah blah. Yeah, thank you, Arsenal. So that was a nice bit of touch. So look, there's big feelings from both teams on that because again that game was obviously affected by that Hillsborough. Obviously, bearing in mind why it was last game of the season.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
obviously do have those feelings and yeah the sympathies and look, we hopefully never want to ever see anything like that again.
Never again. Never again.
Look, yeah, pay our respects the Arsenal way. So yeah, so one game we didn't 100% believe we would go and win because of recent results. And then we come away with a draw, which we could have won, but we also have lost. Then we have this one today where, to be fair, we expected to go there and win. But then we drew. And look, I don't think we were in real dire, oh my God, I think I'm going to lose, or Arsenal going to lose. But my concern, and this is going to be taken into, I think it's going to be a totally different game on Friday. After we scored that second, and then from that point on, we had no shots, on target.
Was it for half an hour?
And it weren't until that P roller from Saka was our first shot on target.
And then there was a weak header from Holding, wasn't there?
Yeah, and then that was it. And it was like you look to the stats, and it's just you kind of just, you know what I mean? Like 11 shots, 5 on target for Arsenal, 16 with 3 on target for West Ham. But they finished the game with 28% possession.
Yeah.
And it's like it was a crazy game, really, really crazy game. I think, in all honesty, I just don't know. We just couldn't get a foothold, and I think, it seemed to just bypass the midfield.
See, West Ham are a good team as well, guys, because at the end of the day, they were top 6 last season.
They've got players. They've spent money on players, and it's like they're no slouches.
They don't deserve to be in the position they're in, but yeah, of course we want to beat them. But
Yeah.
funny game.
Well, look,
The game
there's no mugs.
It's an old cliche, isn't it?
Yes. No, look. 3 points on Friday, and then we take it. Look, 10 days' time we'll have played Man City.
I'm actually looking forward to it. I think I've got a glimmer of hope. There's a possibility, especially when I turn up with a shotgun and take out Harvard's kneecap.
Look, it won't be the first time that we've had to go to a place and then go and win or get a result
Exactly.
when it matters.
Well, we did it in Liverpool in '89, didn't we? That game,
89, Old Trafford.
Yeah. Tottenham.
We won the league at Anfield. We won it at the Lane, Stamford
Yeah.
Bridge, Old Trafford.
Yeah. Right, it's possible.
So, look, there is potential. We know there's always potential. It doesn't matter how good they are. It's a game of football. It's 90 minutes. If we turn up, we take our chances and do our thing, then there is always that chance. So that's what makes football so good. But look,
Do you think you'll
let's
rest
roll on.
Southampton, Paul?
What?
Do you think you'll rest players for Southampton?
No, I can't.
You think you'll go strong?
I don't think there's no leeway now to rest players.
That's a fair point. Yeah.
You've got potential to rotate, and that would be maybe say Trossard for someone or whatever. It could be a fact that you kind of give Saka a little.
I thought you might have given Saka or Martinelli a week off, one or the other. Do you know what I mean?
Look, you might give them a 45-minute break, and you just come on just to kind of just get them going, and just give them a 40-minute kind of run out or something like that. But like I think he'd done it on another game, didn't he? Can't remember if it was on Europe or no, it wasn't Europe. It was one game where there were a couple on the bench, and he brought them on for about 30 minutes just to keep them going, and then they were ready for the next game. But I think it's barring fitness, everyone plays. I feel hopefully Zinchenko isn't that bad, but again I think Tierney might be a good shout for a Friday as well. But I'd like to see him play a bit more wider.
I want to leave it back to Man City, mate. If I could have one request, to leave it back to Man City.
Yeah. We still don't know. It's still very cagey as to what he's when he's going to be back. But
Well, he said a couple of weeks, didn't he? So but that was it this week and then next week or next week and the week after?
I think they'd want to give him a shot at getting some match fitness for Southampton. I don't know. Well, do you risk it by potentially rushing him in?
Yeah,
and if
that's
he gets a knock, you may as well get
he'd
him.
rather have him full City, wouldn't he?
You get his load in training if he fails or falls at training or whatever like that, and then it goes. Then he's not available. But then if you chuck him in against Southampton and then he goes again, and it's like, oh my god, why has he played against Southampton? So either way, we could kind of like allow him to go, and then all of a sudden he breaks down against Man City. That's potentially even worse, isn't it? Where you suddenly think you got to make you got to make a last minute sort of like substitution, like in like first half, like we did in the FA Cup, or near enough. Not it wasn't him, was it?
It was Partey for the FA Cup, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, I don't know. He's got to be ready. I think we need everyone there, and at least that gives us a fighting chance.
We need the team that started the season and was winning all the time. We need that best 11, don't we?
Yeah.
Even if that means that Trossard's got to sit on the bench for that one. No disrespect to Trossard, because again, great player, but you know, there was no passion there in the second half today. No passion. You know, there was no raw. There was no like, come on, let's do this sort of thing. You know, it's just,
you know what? It was the first game I've watched on telly that I couldn't really hear the away fans. Couldn't really hear them.
Yeah.
From the start, obviously that was it. When you suddenly it was very quiet, but then once the stadium started rocking a little bit, it was like okay.
They did sing "We've Got Super Mick Arteta" a couple of times, but that's all I heard.
Yeah, so normally you hear them proper, real over the top, and yeah, I don't know. But it was it was a strange game, and again, I like to watch it back in entirety again and just have a little look and see if you can try and entangle it.
Well, it's definitely a game you could analyse, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's definitely a game.
There's plenty there to analyse.
Yeah.
But disappointing. But look, we haven't lost again. It's a draw. We're still top of the league. And we've got a game on Friday, and then on to City. So, yeah, guys, I think we'll wrap it up.
Absolutely fine, mate.
I think it's good. It's been nice to catch up.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I say disappointing today, but look, onwards, upwards for Friday. So, yeah, it's me, the Bray, the Enforcer, and Richard. That man, yes, that man down the bottom.
That man with.
He is Batman.
Always a pleasure to be on with you lads. I always enjoy it.
Yeah, lovely. It's always good to catch up. Paul, definitely on for Tollington for the Wolfsburg.
Yeah, I'm at the game. I'm at the game. So yeah, I've got my three boys. So yeah, I'll come down there. There'll be others.
I believe we're meeting Angier and Emerson's and Emerson. So
okay, yeah, I'm at the under 18 as well. So I've got tickets for that. So yeah, should be a good little a few games of football. I know the semi final was really good for the under 18. So yeah, so the boys met some of the players, so it was quite good. Nice experience for them. So yeah, so hopefully we'll get a little bit of payback on West Ham.
Yeah,
but that will be a tough game.
Yeah, I mean we haven't played a lot of those players that played in that game. Actually, haven't played under 18s this season, have they? They've been in the under 21s.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, no, it's nice to see some of these players actually getting experience, but again, it's all closed door games and everything like that. There's just the under 18s because they're all at the training grounds and everything like that. So it was just it would be nice. My youngest kind of just said, "Oh, I'd like to go and see more under 18 games." So
yeah, good.
Unfortunately, you can't. So you have to go under 21s. So so we're going to try and do a few more of those.
Can I just give a prediction for Southampton in case I don't make the review show this week?
Yeah, go on.
I'm going to go 3-0. I think we'll keep a clean sheet.
We need to start keeping clean sheets, and this is what I said to you, Richard, as well.
Yeah.
On Thursday, we need to start getting back to being hard to break down and hard. Let's get those clean sheets.
3-0. I'm going to go 3-0. Jesus to score. I'll give you my quick scores. Jesus to score, Saka, and either Trossard or Odegaard to get the third one.
Yeah, what method of goal though?
Again?
What method of goal? Was it a shot, header? I don't know.
Oh, do you want to go that?
I don't know. You said it was quick, but then you started like relaying them off.
I'm just breaking it down, mate.
I'm expecting like, is it left foot, right foot? I don't know.
It's going to be
13th minute.
It's going to be Jesus with his right foot in the top corner from the 18-yard box. And it's going to be, who did I say? I said Odegaard and who was the other one? Who? Saka. Saka's going to cut in and do his nice little curl that he does, right?
Yeah.
And Odegaard's going to do one of those ones where he's 6 feet out and he just belts it. All right?
Okay. Yeah, all right.
Trossard's going to do one from, if Odegaard don't score and Trossard does, Trossard's going to do one from the right-hand side corner of the 18-yard box, just out of the reach of whoever is in goal for Southampton, because I can't remember his name. And it'll be a peach of a goal. Peach of a goal.
Okay. Well, you've heard it first from the enforcer.
Thanks very much.
If he enforces it, then we may be in a little bit of trouble because, yeah, Matt,
It is
about that, I'm not
I'm
sure.
bringing it.
Yeah, so we'll have to see. But yeah, clip that, Richard.
Richard, clip it, Richard.
I will do.
But yeah, guys, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having us, mate.
Pleasure as always, mate.
It's very quiet in the in the chat today, but we'll hopefully we'll push it on. We'll have to try and keep going. So hopefully
Understandable, isn't it?
we'll get more. Yeah, we'll get more interaction going.
We haven't even got John Laguna in tonight. And he don't usually show up, does he?
No, well, we had I think he had a late one. I think it was at the boxing. So,
Boxing,
Oh,
wasn't he?
Oh, fair enough.
He was at the Tottenham Stadium watching the boxing, wasn't it?
was that where it was? Was it? Was that?
I believe it was. Yeah.
The copper box.
And
I thought it was a copper box.
That's it. Yeah.
I know. I thought he said he was up that way. I didn't know exactly where it was, and then you saw the
It's a
pictures
copper
of the map.
box.
Yeah. So that's a smaller, indoor venue, isn't it? I don't know, but
Right.
yeah.
Well, have
Joyce
a great
got
week, guys. Thanks for having me on. As always, Paul, you're a
Yeah,
gentleman.
no, it's all good, mate. Good to see you. But yeah, I'll message about the preview show, and we'll see what we can do.
I'm probably working. If you do it on the Thursday, I'm probably working. So that's why I gave me prediction.
All right. Well, I'll let you know. We'll try and do it, get it sorted. But yeah, cheers, guys, and yeah, up the Arsenal.
Up the arse. Come on, you Gunners.
Hold on a minute. Let's get rid of that. Right.
Best outro ever.
Yeah. See you later.
See you later.
Come on, Gunners.
Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.